Hello everyone, welcome back on another tutorial on how to solve the Rubik's Cube. In this video, I'll be showing you how to solve the 2x2 Rubik's Cube using the beginner method. And it's quite similar to the 3x3, so if you can solve a 3x3 Rubik's Cube, please check out my tutorial. The link is in the description. Let's get started. Alright, so before we get started, let me just tell you a few things. Again, just like the 3x3, this is a 2-layer puzzle and not a 6-phase puzzle. Secondly, this puzzle, as you can see, has no centers. Hence, it requires less move because we're only going to be solving a corner cube. It's just corners. Alright, let's scramble our cube. Okay, it's well scrambled now. So in this video, I'll be doing the white color face. You can start anywhere you want, but you know, it will be better to follow me and go on with the white. So, as you can see, since there is no centers for this cube, I could start anywhere I want. My white face could be here, it could be here, it could be here, it could be anywhere. I'm the one that will be deciding, and so are you. So, since I'm starting with the white color face, my first step is to pick a corner which has 3 colors. One of them must be white. So for example, I pick this or this. Let's say I pick this. So now my second step is to determine what are the colors that are going to be facing here. So this color has to be white so that it can be matching white and white, and this color has to be blue so it could be blue and blue. So my conclusion says now that this corner is going to be white, blue, and some other color. So my first step is I look for that corner, and it's right over here. So just like a 3x3, I bring it and I place it where it should be. You see, now I know that when this corner comes down, it's going to be matching white and matching blue. And so, one algorithm that you should know is how to bring corners down and up and move them around. And the algorithm is simply R, U, R prime, U prime. As you can see, I've got my corner to the bottom. Sometimes you have to do it a few times, and sometimes it will just like, as you see, just once and then it's solved. So, you will see now in the rest of the video. So let's move on. So now my next step, since I've solved this, I could go either this way or this way. So let's say that I go this way. I see that this color has to be white so that it can be matching. And this color has to be orange so that it can be matching. So my conclusion again is that this corner has to have white, orange, and some other color. There is orange over here, but there is no white. So this corner is wrong. And so my step is now to look for that corner. This is white, but there is no orange. So this corner is also not the correct corner. Moving on. There is a corner over here that has orange and white and some other color. So now I know that this corner belongs here. And the same way again, I hold it where I want to slot it down. And I do this algorithm again. It's the same algorithm. R, U, R prime, U prime. 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 As you can see, it took me a couple of times to do the algorithm to solve this corner. So sometimes you have to do it twice or once, and sometimes you have to do it a few times. But no matter what, it will never go beyond 6 times. You won't even reach 6. By the 5th time, it should be solved already. So, let's move on. Now this is my last and final corner. So it's going to be white, it's going to be red over here, and a green over here. So my conclusion says that this corner will be white, red, and green. So all I need to do is I find that corner, I move on. Now I see this corner, there is white, red, and green. And so I hold it where I'm going to slot it down like this. And I do the same algorithm again. R, U, R prime, U prime. So as you can see now, we're done with our first layer. You see, we have solved the face as well as the sides. So now we have our last step, which is the top layer, and then we are done. Let's move on. And so, moving on to our last layer, we have 2 steps to do. Step 1 is to arrange the corners in the right position. Step 2, make all the yellow stickers to be facing up. If you're not starting with the white, then you won't have the yellow sticker to be facing up. The reason why I said yellow stickers is because yellow is what is opposite of white. So it should be a yellow face over here. I bet you should know that. And so if you're not starting with white, it will be another different color. So for now, I'm doing a white face, so my opposite will be yellow, and so my yellow stickers have to go up. And that's my 2 steps. So let's start with step 1. What I mean with positioning the corners means that, as you can see here, there is orange and green. Over here there is orange and blue. So this corner does not match. If my yellow sticker is to come up here, my corner will not be perfectly matching. It will be orange and blue. Well, this is green. So I move it on. I see over here this is orange and blue, this is orange and blue. It doesn't have to be in the right way. As long as the colors are similar, then just leave it like that first, and then we will come back later. And so I move on again. I see there is red and blue, red and blue. This corner is also correct. And so I move on again. I see this is green and orange, while this is green and red. This corner is wrong. I move on again. I see there is orange and green, there is red and green. This corner is also wrong. And so my conclusion says that these 2 corners are correct, while these 2 corners are wrong, and they have to be swapped. Alright, now there is 2 cases you can get. It's either an adjacent swap, where your corners are in front of each other, or your corners are diagonally opposite of each other and they have to be swapped. I'll be showing you both cases. So for this case, to swap the 2 corners using the beginner method again, is simply by doing the RU, R prime, U prime move 3 times, like this. R. First, I hold my corners like this, which are like straight in front of each other, and then I go R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. And then when I'm done, you see I was doing it with my right hand, right? It was all on my right hand side. And so I turn it 90 degrees this way. I started like this, and then I'm turning it this way. And I continue with my left hand using this algorithm. L prime, U prime, L, U, L prime, U prime, L, U, L prime, U prime, L, U. And all I have to do now is reposition my corners again. See, orange and green, orange and blue, orange and blue, orange and green is all working. Red and green, red and green, red and blue, red and blue. And so now my corners is all in the right positions. I will show you now the adjacent swap. So as we were saying, over here I'm having an adjacent swap. How I tell that is because, as you see, I have a red and green over here and a red and green. This corner is correct. I move on. I have an orange and green, while this is red and blue. This is completely wrong. And so I move on again. I have orange and blue, orange and blue. This corner is correct. Moving on, I have blue and red. This is orange and green. This corner is also completely wrong. And so my conclusion says that these 2 corners are correct, while these 2 corners are wrong, and they have to be switched like this. And so the algorithm to do a diagonal swap is, step 1, I need to put one of the wrong corners on my right hand side. So as you can see, this is red and blue, this is orange and green. And so this corner is wrong and it's on my right hand side. Now I can do my algorithm. I don't hold it this way because this corner is not wrong. I hold it this way. My wrong corner is on my right hand side, and then I do this algorithm. F, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R, F prime. And this is how I switch them diagonally. If you want to double check, go ahead. This is red and green. This is red and green. Moving on. This is orange and green. Orange and green. Moving on. This is orange and blue. Orange and blue. Moving on. This is red and blue. Red and blue. As you can see now, I have swapped these 2 corners with no any trouble. And so my final step is to get all my yellow stickers to be facing up. As I said, it doesn't have to be yellow color stickers, but for my case, it is the yellow color stickers. And so while doing this case, I want to hold my cube upside down. That means having my white color on top and the opposite face, which is yellow, to be on the bottom. And so to do this step, all I have to do is use one simple algorithm, which is RU, R prime, U prime. And so I hold one of the wrong corners. I don't hold the correct corners because it's already correct. And so I take one of the spoiled corners like this, and then I go and I do the algorithm. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. When it's solved, I move my bottom layer like this to another spoiled corners. For example, this one. And then I do the same algorithm again. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. And when it's solved, I don't move back this way because this corner is already correct. And so as I said, I move on to another spoiled corner. For example, this. And I continue again. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. And then all I have to do is position the cube. Let me show you one more time. So as you can see in this case now, after I've aligned all my corners, I hold my cube upside down, and then I start with the spoiled corner, and I do this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. When I'm done, I move on to another spoiled corner, and I continue again. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. And again, I arrange my cube. And this is how we solve the 2x2 Rubik's Cube. So if you have any questions, don't forget to comment it down below and I'll try my best to answer your questions. I hope this video was useful. Please subscribe and smash that like button for more videos. Thank you so much.